did you get into writing? What made you want to join Spoken Word?
Well, I like spoken word because I get to learn about different poems, and one day, if I'm lucky, I can even write one by myself.
There it is. Actually, you have written a lot in here. Tell us about some of the poems, the styles that you learned.
Well, I learned about the bop poem, and I learned about jazz and different types of music.
Like what?
The different types of music I learned was jazz, and I learned about that. That helped a lot with our poems because we had to be more emotional in our poems and give more expression to it.
Now, how did you feel about, typically, sometimes we don't associate like blues and jazz and sometimes even rap as poetry. But how do you feel that about us kind of making those connections?
Well, I think it's good to make different connections to various songs because you won't be learning just one song, you can learn more than one.
And in terms of like messages, let's take the bop poem because that's a great thing for messages. How do you feel about being able to express your message through poetry?
Well, I think it's good because when I write in my bop poem, when I put expression to it, I'm not keeping all my feelings to myself. I can always write what I feel in my poem.
What is kind of your message as a writer?
I feel as my message as a writer is if you write a poem, don't be afraid to put what you feel in it.
There it is. If you had the whole world listening, what would you say?
If I had the whole world listening, I would say stop the violence and stop gang violence because too many of our children are getting killed every day and someone should do something about it.
Being that that's part of your message to, keep people free and away from violence, as a young lady growing up, how do you feel about, having a voice? A lot of times when we look at, television, women are portrayed a certain way. When we look at different videos, women are portrayed a certain way, in sometimes disrespectful ways, or sub-level, not as high as men. How do you feel about kind of being a producer, having your voice? You're able to speak for young ladies. You're able to speak strong for women who may be voiceless.
Well, I feel great because many women that don't have a voice to speak about it, and they want to say what they feel. I feel good because I get to speak for not only me but for other women when we're tired of men, not all, but some men degrading us. And peace, this is Tyra from iRemix Spoken Word.
There it is. Power to the people.
Bye.